What's up, Average Joes? I am back with a quarter two wrap up. So, as you may have noticed, I don't do typical monthly TBRs or wrap ups. I like to kind of do them in kind of quarterly or seasonal chunks because I don't format my reading for per month. They change all the time, and I'd rather look at them in more long term because typically there's a lot of carryover with books month to month anyway. So I did a quarter one wrap up. And so now here's my quarter two wrap up. And reading was a lot slower in quarter two. I believe I read like half as many books in quarter two than I did in the first quarter. And that was due to I had two trips, two international trips that my wife and I did in quarter two. We did Tanzania, hiked Kilimanjaro, and we just got back from Georgia, the European Georgia, not the United States Georgia. So I've done a lot of traveling. Also, because of books being down, I read the majority of Count of Monte Cristo, 900 pages of it. That alone counts as like three or four normal books anyway. So, and that I'll try and link that review and rant and reflection down below for Count of Monte Cristo. I haven't talked about too many of these. I have so I guess I'll just start with the stats. So I read, I believe, 16 books in this quarter, which is down from about 29 in the first quarter, something like that. So a lot less, but I kind of cleared that up of why. Fantasy, I read six fantasy, four sci-fi, two mysteries, one historical, which would be Count of Monte Cristo, and then three nonfiction. I pretty much count on me doing one nonfiction a month because we review them on the website I work for. So that was my breakdown. It's actually a lot better sci-fi than I thought. It didn't feel like I've read much sci-fi, but I have one Stephen King, one Star Wars, one standalone, and then started a new trilogy for a sci-fi dystopian. So that is that breakdown. Now I'm not going to do rating or pages breakdown because that would have to be I would have to do a lot of math and like find all of the total books for this pages for the ones that I read. I don't know if there's an easier way to do it on Goodreads. I know it tells you on your year, but I don't know if you can be like, okay, from this date to this date, what's my page count? I don't feel like playing around with that, and I don't really care for that much statistics. But on the year, I believe I'm at, according to Goodreads, which can be wrong, I am at 45 books at just over 19,000 pages, and my average rating is 4.4. That's pretty high. I think I might be too generous with my book ratings. I feel like I need to be more critical or something. I don't know. But I've also looking through, I've read a lot of really good books. The series that I've read this year have been five-star, really, really good series for the most part. So that could be kind of why. And then, there's only been a couple of books that have been three-star. I've only read one two-star book. I think maybe it's just because if I start something and I don't like it, then I'm just going to DNF it, and that doesn't count as like a finished book or a reviewed book or anything like that. So maybe that's why. Just using my time wisely is what I like to put it, and that's also why, hey, mood reading is so good because if I'm in the mood for something and I read it, but I'm not in the mood for something else, and I force myself to read it, it's going to suffer the experience. So that was my quick stats for Q2. Some highlights. I finished the Ash and Sand trilogy. Fantastic, phenomenal. I believe it was number 3 on my all-time series lists, which I came out with my all-time series lists. I had a review for Voice of War. Fantastic new series going out, also on Kindle Unlimited and self-published. Continuing my Star Wars read with Fatal Alliance. Finished Count of Monte Cristo, which was quite the experience, and I have that rant and reflection. It was definitely an uphill battle. Let's see other ones we want to talk about. I read some really, really good. The three nonfictions that I read this quarter were all nutrition based, and they were fantastic. Two of them were really, really good. A lot to pull from those. I'll try and link one of those reviews down below from the other channel that we discussed them on. As far as channel wrap up things go, we started doing booze and books. That's probably the biggest thing that's been happening. I believe as of now, the first 3 episodes have been published. I'm trying for it to have us publish them every other Friday for something to look forward to. It seems those that have been watching have been really liking the series. Some people that do I know Alan has been commented on those and really liking those, so that's awesome to hear and see. I know he likes to do videos with his wife as well. There's other people who's been really enjoying that, and we have fun making them. I mean, when I go through and review them or edit them, they're pretty fun, and there's a lot of outtakes and side stuff that we get that gets cut that only I see, but I try and leave some of it in there just for fun. I just don't want to make them too long for everyone. So we plan on to keep doing those. There might be a break because I have some travel stuff going on where I'll be away from her for about a month, but I'll still try and have something in that spot that is related. Or maybe I'll just do a Zoom call with her and we can figure it out. I don't know. So those are really fun. I've been getting a lot more views and tractions and a few shout outs here and there. Recently, a lot of people have been joining from Andrew's video that he put out there. So thank you so much, Andrew. I will, if you're for some reason you're subscribed to me and not him, I'll attach his channel below, his link as well. And yeah, so there's not a whole lot to go over. Q2 wrap up. I guess I can do like favorites and least favorites maybe. It's hard not to pick the Ash and Sand series as a favorite, but that should be obvious because of my top 10 list. But if we're just going with one single book, it might be Recursion. That was a lot of fun. It was cool. It was mind bending. It was quite fast paced. I know some people are hit and miss on Blake Crouch, and if you've apparently read Dark Matter first, you don't like Recursion as much, and vice versa. But I loved it. I love that fast paced, real quick weekend read. It felt really good. So just that singular book, great. Disappointing books. I mean, Monte Cristo's. It's been hit and miss. There's been good stuff. It just wasn't for me. I don't really have. I guess not really much of a disappointing books. The Mist kind of had a disappointing ending to me. For I hate open endings and ones that are like, "Hey, I read this book, but we're just going to not give you the last three chapters and let you wonder about them." That's kind of how I felt that ended. So that's the main thing. And Roger Ackroyd also wasn't really a fan of the twist at the end of that one. But some people do really like it. My wife like that one a lot. So that is the quick wrap up. As far as moving forward, Q3, I didn't even think about doing a Q3 plans or anything. I've been having so much going on right now. July, I'm doing the India Accords reading challenge. So right now I'm reading a whole bunch of mysteries and thrillers. I'm actually reading my first horror book, which is kind of freaky. Patience of a Dead Man. I'm really liking it right now, but since I read on Kindle, I'm reading on Kindle, and since I read on Kindle before bed, it's kind of nerve wracking. Still doing it. I think I'm going to finish it today. I'm going to make myself finish it today so that I don't have to have any pre-night ghost reads. And then the other book I'm reading for that as of right now is The Girl Beneath the Sea. It is on Kindle Unlimited, and the audiobook is on Kindle Unlimited. That's how I'm consuming it now, listening to it. It's fantastic so far. I really, really like The Girl Beneath the Sea, and I believe there's 4 books in this type of mystery series with the same protagonist. So I'm really liking it. I am already going to suggest it, and I'm only about halfway through. So that's what I'm reading this month, mostly mysteries and thrillers to do that reading challenge. August, it might start a buddy read on Alan's channel for the Shadow of the Apt. Shadow of the Appetizers? Shadow of the Apt, yep. So that is going to be reading on his channel. I want to get into more sci-fi. I'm realizing that I'm not reading that much sci-fi. And over at the Paperbook Empire, she has great videos also, by the way. I'm going to link her channel. She reads a lot of sci-fi, and some of the ones that she reads I've been really liking. And I think I need to start working in some sci-fi to my life versus all this fantasy, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, I'm slowly getting there, but I think I need to get some more space in my life for some reason. I just need some space. And also, if you are looking for Kindle Unlimited recommendations, I have a link in my description. I've tried to get this out there that the link in that one is to my Kindle Unlimited list that I would like to read. So it's not a buy me type books list or anything like that. It is go there, look at the books on my list, see if there's anything like, and then go read it for yourself. If you have Kindle Unlimited, especially, that's what they all are. Or if you just want some sort of off the wall recommendations, because most of those books aren't going to be on most high tiered list. So if you want to find some new things, branch out, have Kindle Unlimited, check out that list and do that. So that was my Q2. And just a little peek at going forward. I will be on the road for about the next month after publishing this or so. More on that to come. I'll probably do a video once I'm there, just as an update. But what do you have going on for the next quarter? Actually, I want to hear about your quarter two. What are your favorite book of the quarter two? What's your least favorite? Maybe you don't need to put your least favorite. Do whatever you want. How are your stats? How are you reading? How's reading going in quarter two? I think when it comes to springtime and when weather gets warm, people want to be outside more. So that might be more books, less books, hit and miss either way. Here where we live, it means it's plus 100 degrees. I believe it was 115 yesterday. And yeah, it's well over 100 where we live every single day, no matter what time it is. So that means staying inside, not going out and doing things, and reading more and doing booze and books. That's why we do it. So let me know about your quarter two, the last couple of months of reading. I'd love to know, and we can chat more in the comments.